Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your final Reacher Season 3 episode review, that's right, you heard it first. This is the end. Another season of Reacher has come to a close. It is time for us to say goodbye to our very beautiful, muscular mountain of a man once more for the third time ever, as we bid him farewell until he returns down the road in the future. But in all seriousness, when it comes to, season 3 just went by so fast, man. Like, I feel like the only reason why season 2 it felt longer than it did is because it just got stuck during the New Year's transition. So there really wasn't much they can do about it. It was just more like, oh yeah, no, it's time for New Year's, and then it's a brand new year. It already feels like a very longer stretch of time. So that's kind of how I viewed it, mind you, with that season. But with this season particularly, it felt more faster, more of a faster pace, even though that it was trying to do something completely different. I think it all worked out for the best. And for the finale, even though, yeah, I was very critical on last week's episode, I really, really was. I can very much safely say they landed the ship. They landed it perfectly. Well, okay, not perfectly. There was a couple of minor criticisms I had, but otherwise, this was another great season finale. And it's a debatable conversation right now if you were to tell me what was the better finale, this or season 2's finale. There's some things the other one did better than the other, but overall, as long as they land the ship just right, that's all I really care about. And for me, yeah, no, 100%, this was, last week's was worth the wait for this one. It very much delivered on a lot of things. It closed out majority of the storylines that we already set up since the season began. And, just by the end of it, it's like, it just makes you wish, I want more Reacher. I want to see another Reacher episode next week, but we don't got that. We do not have that, which is very unfortunate, very much is. But overall, great episodes on all front. Once more, it pushes the bar just a little bit. It keeps me a little bit on my toes, and honestly, in a different way than I was not expecting. I really was. It was a little bit of a comedic trope, but you know what? Sometimes that's beneficial. That very much is beneficial to the show, to keep things a little bit more on your toes about. But with all that being said, let's get down to it. I just want to get into it. Let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about the finale, the season 3 finale of Reacher. So we begin where we last left off last week. Reacher's in the middle of another predicament. He just found that the Quinn just tricked his ass, sending over Beck in the wrong meetup spot with all the federal agents already swarming in on them. So they're kind of screwed in the pooch right now. They're kind of screwed. Reacher, however, being more gun-ho than you and me combined, decides to go in, take care of both the agents and and Quinn's forces, saving Beck in the process. Duffy and Vinuela. I finally learned his name after 8 freaking weeks. Well, 8 episodes, 5 weeks. Who's really counting at this point? Still. So they all come in, blaring in. They manage to save Beck. They take down the forces. They manage all to catch up with each other and just realize, yeah, no, Beck. That Quinn set up the whole thing. Now it's all the deal's happening back in the house where Neely's at. In which, yeah, Quinn's already kind of usurping himself, getting ready for the deal. Just like, playing it cool, just like, yep, I got everything here. This is all checkmate for me. Neely chimes in saying that, okay, yes, so if you guys are about to come here and the deal's about to happen, we really don't have a lot of time right now. And of course, they still got the big fish in the room, Paulie, who, still the number one adversary here. And then the other side of it is that if they start blazing in too early, Quinn might run away, and they may never get an opportunity to get him anytime soon. So they have no choice but to go in sneakily by Reacher keeping one of the men alive to go back into the house safe and sound without no issue. Hopefully to do a sneak attack, kill Quinn, and be done with it. While Neely is just chilling, just camping out there, just all of a sudden. Quinn meets up with the main buyer, wanting to just mainly get his money to pay out another individual that he owes money to, and already offering him is like, yeah, well, you know what, if you don't do anything, you don't back out of this deal, get a very nice girl, a couple floors above, that is more than ready to, do whatever your heart desires, which I'm like, Quinn, you are a very sad motherfucker, and I really hope you die. Anyway, so both trucks come in with Reacher and Vinuela operating one side of them to get back into the building. Thankfully, it does work fairly well for the moment. However, Paulie kind of sees through their disguise and starts running towards them. Reacher telling everyone to get into the house, start whatever they got to do. Get Quinn, stop this deal from happening, while Reacher finally has a one-on-one with Paulie. Paulie being briefly distracted by the whole the main driver being shot. Reacher comes in behind him, trying to chokehold him, trying to easily try to end this, but like nah, Paulie ain't going down like that. He literally is like, Paulie is the force to be reckoned with. He very much is. Immediately, anytime Reacher tries any sort of plan to take him down with ease, it doesn't work. Even kicking him in the balls and punching him in the face is like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't not gonna happen whatsoever. The two's fight eventually goes into the barn house itself, which I'm just like, my dude, just all of the sense of violence, this scene was fucking awesome. It was just like, just seeing these two, like, again, Paulie just being himself, Reacher doing everything on her, because like for Reacher now, he's now the little guy. Every time Reacher takes down someone else, he's finally met his Reacher, his immovable mountain, in the literal mountain himself. He tries some good things. He does kind of get a little bit of an advantage, you know, to kind of weaken Paulie. Nothing really, sadly, really works on him. Even by the time they both get knocked out by a bunch of concrete bags, it still doesn't knock them out. Paulie getting a little bit of extra time to tie up Reacher in a chokehold and tying him to hang him on the roof with a steel freaking anchor. And then Reacher's like, nah, I ain't dying like this. This is not like, well, if this was supposed to be Reacher's last adventure, this would have been a badass way to die. How it eventually ended up, but nah, that's not how it worked out. So Reacher manages to freaking pull himself out of a metal chain while he's being hung to resume his fight with Paulie, and I'm just like, Paulie just earned that whole I'm just like, yeah, Paulie, you may never meet another man as strong as you again, but you will never, ever see another Reacher like this one. So the two of them fire Reacher, kind of being a little bit of a cheap state, getting a garden hoe to, like, you know, kind of get the heads off, and actually stabbing him with the garden hoe in his leg as the two kind of keep fighting each other to the point where they fall overseas. And I got a little disappointed at first. I thought that, Reacher pushed Paulie into like a rock ravine so that when Reacher comes out, is that how they end their story? A little bummed by that, But nah, Paulie's is like, nope, immediately eye level, trying to fight each other, doing everything they can. They go back down. Reacher punching him in the neck. No, not yet. No, we don't get to that yet. They do another thing where Reacher uses the currents to his advantage. I'm like, okay, kind of cheap how to beat Paulie, but you know what? It is what it is. However, no, he gets up again. This time, Reacher gets him the 1-2 and like damages his clavicle to like take him down. And, you know, presumably that's it. And, you know, Reacher gets out, climbs out of the cliffside, goes back on the road to get back to the house, and motherfucking Paulie is right behind him, limping with a broken leg, a broken clavicle, and the man is still going, limping, but he's still going, and I'm just like, I am just happy, because like I knew Paulie had to die a better way. He had to die a better way, because Reacher was gonna live. Sorry for the spoiler. He was gonna live, but the fact that this, I don't know what else to say. I really don't know. So yeah, they return back to the guardhouse, which is Paulie's, like, when we first saw him. And Reacher decides to use the big freaking machine gun against him. But Paulie's like, nah, you ain't getting to use that. Like, pushing him to the table, pushing him to the wall, doing whatever he can. Reacher does get a little bit of a graze on him. Eventually, Paulie does get the upper hand and actually puts Reacher in a corner ready to kill him. And even Paulie's like, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. And before he can even, like, kill Reacher actually puts one of the unloaded barrels back in the gun, so it explodes on him. So, so sadly, this is how Paulie dies. Which, for me, I'm like, a little indifferent. I would have loved it if Reacher got a little bit more hands-on with his defeat of Paulie. It's still a win. I'm not gonna discount that, but, you know, still a win. So back in the other house, Neagley meets up with the others, you know, trying to coordinate this. How did they get in? Trying to get Quinn, get Beck's son out of here, and get the CI out of here too. And he says, okay, let me go undercover. Let me pose as one of the butlers to get close to Quinn while y'all go focus on your rescue missions. Beck staying back while Villanueva goes to find his son, and then Duffy with her CI and Neely's taking point. However, Neely's identity does get briefly exposed, but however she does kind of play it off as like, oh, I'm the supervisor for the Butler Company. I'm just like, these fucking dumbasses. But yeah, so Neely manages to intercept one of them while Quinn's trying to make the deal happen. It's a little slow going. He's trying to make it work, but it's not really working out. And then Vigneault has his own Die-Hard moment where he had to give up his suit and jacket to Neely to pose as the butler. But I'm just like, yeah, no, this guy's like, I don't know if he was in his sans socks, but like, no, he's got that undershirt on. He's like ready to go, and he immediately just starts fighting. He just starts fighting this one guard, and I'm like, it is the equivalent to Happy Hogan in Iron Man 2 when he's fighting the one hammer guard, and Black Widow was taking care of the rest. That's kind of where I viewed it. I viewed this moment, where I'm just like, he's trying his best. He's using every trick in the book because he's not physically capable of taking care of one dude, but he manages to take him out with the toilet bowl holder, so that was pretty cool. So from there, I want to say, actually Beck's kid notices the whole thing, was ready to kind of assist him with the gun, but nah, Vigneault managed to like actually take care of business himself. Duffy does find her CI. She's waking up from the drugs, and then finally, once Quinn kind of seals the deal with the buyer, and the buyer immediately just, look, I'm gonna go have fun with her, and then I'll go get you your money. And then by the time he goes in here, Duffy just shoots him in the dick. I'm just like, Duffy, I've had some criticism with your character, but you've easily salvaged that in this one scene. Easily shooting him in the dick just so he can get like a few seconds of pain, like real legitimate pain before she kills him. And I'm just like, that was lovely to say the least. I want to say by that point, Reacher finally heads over to the gun shipment, gets a shotgun, and is like, fuck it, we're ending this now. We're finishing this night tonight. Taking a shotgun, destroying everyone in his path, killing every single person in sight. And there was no survivors. Reacher just immediately shot and pull. Everyone's evacuating. Quinn's trying to escape. However, Quinn manages to find Beck's kid, but about to use him as a hostage situation to try and get out of here. But however, Beck comes in, managing to put him at gunpoint to save his son. However, sadly, Quinn does get the betterment of him, shooting him and killing the dad while the son lives as Quinn runs away with nothing in hand. Thankfully, Reacher manages to find him, but however, the Russians show up to redeem their prize since Beck was not able to, with Quinn not being able to receive his end of the deal with the money. He decides to just take him in, just like hold him for ransom and just like, it's punishment via another way. However, sadly, Reacher shows up ready to like kind of, go out balls blazing, not ready to let Quinn go again. And the Russian's like, nah, like, this guy's mine. This guy is 100% mine. You want him? You're not gonna get him. The rest of Reacher's team shows up. Neely showing up with the money, trying to bribe their way out of this, and he's just like, "Well, what something else from us shooting you and taking the money?" And Neely's like, "Oh, nothing except this live grenade." He's like, "Okay, fine. We'll get the money. You keep the guy." So that works. They keep Quinn, and then finally Reacher has his one-on-one with Quinn. It's not as impactful as I say the least. It was satisfying by the time, Reacher made Quinn remember his past life. And then once Quinn realizes, oh, it's a Spider-Man 1 more where like Norman Osborn, where Green Goblin kind of snaps back out to Norman Osborn. And it's like, oh shit. And yeah, he just dies. 1-point shot, 1 round in the head. Not what I was expecting, but you know what? I think it would have deserved a little bit more, but it is what it is with that one. So we cut to the next day. Reacher consoles Beck's son, as Beck's son, is in remorse about his dad's death, and that the fact that he only managed to really know his dad at the end was very sad, that he wished he would have gotten to spend more time with him. But Reacher tries to console him and say, like, look, that your dad did the best he could, and that's all that matters. So now Beck has the opportunity, Beck Jr. decides to have the opportunity to, like, go out in the world, explore, like he ever wanted. And he's like, where would I go? And Reacher's like, I don't know, don't care. But hey, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars downstairs, like just laying around. You might as well grab a bag before the feds come in and like poach it, because you're free to go right now. So you might as well. Then Reacher starts saying his goodbyes, seeing Villeneuve first, which honestly, I'm very surprised he lived. I could have sort of thought Villeneuve would have died at some point earlier on, but I'm like, you know what? They didn't kill the Latino. I'm happy about that. They bid farewell. Duffy catches in with Reacher, letting him know that sadly, despite her positive efforts and everything, she is being dismissed from the DEA for her going against orders. However, she's perfectly fine with that. She's ready to move on to the next chapter of her life, and ready to bring back her CI back home to her grandma and kind of, resume life as a May. That's kind of her objective right now on that. However, she does kind of address the elephant in the room between them, where she's like, hey, look, we had a great thing. We had great sex. But it was a one-time thing. I'm not used to being corralled. I'm used to being free, doing whatever I want, not having to check in with a boyfriend. And Reacher probably gained way more feelings for her than in this scene alone, because she's like, damn, this is like my perfect lover. And I'm just like, sorry, Reacher. Maybe she'll be back in season 4. Maybe she'll be back. But they kiss and they say farewell to each other. Reacher catching in on Neely, having a bagel and a coffee, just kind of reminiscing on the whole event is happening. It's just like, it's another day in Reacher's life, just another moment in Reacher's life, He saves the day, briefly gets the girl, now he's ready to move on, ready to do wherever the ocean takes him next, wherever that could be. So yeah, we get a little montage here where everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Neely obviously is going to go back to Chicago. We'll pick up on her next year. Duffy takes care of loose business with Villanueva, going to pay respect to their fallen agent's parents, returning the CI back to her grandma, Villanueva reuniting with his wife, Beck Jr. going off into the sunset, kind of doing his own thing. Paulie's body's somewhere over there. He's somewhere. I got to include Paulie one more time. I have to. Same with Quinn's body. They're out there somewhere. It doesn't really matter where they are. And for the last time for the season, Reacher having one more badass moment where he just drives off into the sunset, true hero style, ready to go wherever the wind takes him next. Because that was it for the 3rd season of Reacher. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I think this was the best episode of the season. Reacher versus Paulie was very well done. The choreography between everyone was very fun. I don't think there was ever a dry moment in the episode. I very much just was like, I was in for it. Very much in. Like I said, last episode built the foundation, and this episode did the payoff. And I think that was all very important by the end of it. And I'm just very happy to see that. My only, if I do have to give a little criticism, I would have liked Reacher to like really have like a torture moment with Quinn, just giving him like a little taste of his own medicine. Maybe that's the sadistic side of me, but like Quinn did a lot of fucked up shit in the show, implied or stated, and he had deserved like one moment. But having a quick easy death, you know what? Maybe for Reacher that's justice deserved. But as for the Paulie fight, I think that was the outstanding moment this season. Just seeing these two titans going up against each other, just the constant back and forth is just like, damn, I couldn't ask for better. I really, really couldn't. But it will be a damn shit. I was really hoping Paulie was going to have his own Quinn moment come back later in the show. But nah, he's 100% dead. He's 100% gone. But I'm just... Yeah, but that was my highlight for this episode. Overall, I'll talk more about my thoughts on the season as a whole in the next coming weeks. But for now, this episode kind of, does everything right. It closes out this book. It closes out this chapter in Reacher's story. And where do we go next? It's anywhere the wind takes us next. And that's kind of where the life of Reacher goes. So with all that being said, I'm giving this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think of this week's episode, the season finale of Reacher. Did you love it? Did you love it? Let me know down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, having reviewed every episode in the 3rd season of Reacher. If you want to know what we're doing or what's to do beside our Reacher episode reviews, we are currently doing Suits LA episode reviews each and every Sundays after Brandon's is on NBC. We are also doing Rookie episode reviews each and every Tuesdays after Brandon's is on ABC, or we would normally be doing Madlock on Thursdays after Brandon's is on CBS, but it's on hiatus. But if you don't care about Reacher, sadly, in terms of new content, this wraps up our Reacher Season 3 episode review coverage for the year, sadly. That is a wrap on that, but we're not quite done with Reacher just yet. We will be back next week where we will talk about Season 4. What do I want to see from Season 4? Where do I want to see Reacher go next? What book do I want to see? Even though I don't read books, what next adventure does he have left on his shoulder? I'm in for it. And then the following week, you will be getting your definitive season 3 review, where we will be spoiling the entire season in a definitive review for everyone to enjoy. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, like, favorite, share if you want to, ring that bell, and follow us on social media for more. But until next time, I'll see you next week if you want to stay around for the bonus content. But if this is the end of the road for now, thank you so much for watching. As always, it's been another great season for y'all. I love it. I really, really do. We will return next year with Neegly Season 1, hopefully. And then hopefully after that, Reacher Season 4. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.